Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah. Biofuel could power the future for Minnesota farmers. That's according to producers from the southeast part of the state attending the Minnesota Ag Expo in Mankato this year. KIMT News 3's Evan Berg learns how investments in soybean, corn, and waste oil from the state could refuel the farm industry.
Biofuel has been a big topic of conversation here at the Minnesota Ag Expo in Mankato.
Yeah, biofuels have been a huge economic boost to Minnesota Soybean Grower Association for the last few decades. The oil market, we really only use about 40% for human consumption, so that extra 60% of oil that we're producing after crushing for animal feed, really the biofuels market has been key in. So.
The Minnesota Biofuels Association says the U.S. exports around 1 billion barrels of ethanol every year, and Minnesota is one of the top 5 producers in the country. A big market it hopes to grow in the industry going forward with sustainable aviation fuel.
In terms of sustainable aviation fuel, I think Delta wants, or uses somewhere in the vicinity of like 250 million gallons of jet fuel at MSP every year. And so, that's a huge potential market.
And Delta Airlines says it wants to work with the industry to make that happen. Currently, only 25 million barrels of sustainable aviation fuels are made every year. It wants to see that number increase to 300 million, but meet its goal of having around 10% of its fuel supply be sustainable biofuel by 2020.
And our planes love it, and our engines love it, and it's ASTM certified and FAA certified, and it works in all of our infrastructure at the airports as well. What we don't have is just enough of it.
But thanks to a sustainable aviation fuel tax credit, Governor Tim Walz wants to expand in a budget proposal later this year. The industry is hopeful it can grow that market and make Minnesota planes fly a little cleaner in the process. In Mankato, Evan Berg, KIMT News 3.
The Minnesota Biofuels Association also hopes to see tax credit expansions and extra funding for E15 ethanol at the pump as a greener fuel alternative. The hope is to offer the biofuel at 20% less than the normal price.